Subnautica 2 is honestly disappointing. I expected Subnautica 1 but better, but I got Subnautica 1 but worse. I mean, it looks great, but it feels worse. Certainly less immersive. It's a survival crafting game in the ocean, except what's mostly here now is the tedious stuff. The endless going out and gathering resources, crafting and making food and water. Need air to breathe, go back to base or above sea level. Need food or water, collect the thing and craft it into food or water. Underwater sightseeing is the main strength here now. Everything else feels much weaker than the first game. The first hour I played the game, I felt the same sense of wonder and dread as I did in the first game. But once I actually went outside that first area, the wonder started disappearing rapidly. And it certainly stopped being scary because dying doesn't really matter and there isn't any danger really. You get bit by a big fish and it does like 2 damage to you. The fear of the unknown was the horror element in Subnautica. There might be something scary out there, you don't know. Now you do know, because the game shoves enemy fish at you at every turn. You'll constantly have some fish poking at you. There's also just some design aspects I disagree with, and I feel like it got released into early access too early. It's just not in a good state. There's too much missing and nothing encapsulates that better than the recent drama with the game. The developers are lame and hate guns and any form of real danger. They've built a baby theme park in an ocean. The fish do no damage to you and you can't hurt them at all, because this is the developer's stance. A player asked something along the lines of "why can't we kill the fish?" and in response the level designer said, "This isn't a killing game. Go play Sons of the Forest or something if you want to kill." God, I hate that. It's so arrogant. There is no humility there. Just, I don't care what you do, I get my paycheck either way. The players are telling them that there is something wrong here and it's the same arrogant response I've seen from so many AAA developers. There's nothing wrong. You, the player, are wrong. That's the most negative read you could have of his statement. The most positive read is what the level designer was trying to get across is that killing fish is not what they're going for, and it wouldn't be something they're adding in. So informing the player about their direction. And honestly, Sons of the Forest is not a bad recommendation if you want a game kinda like Subnautica, but with an emphasis on killing. But the statement was just missing the "we are working on fish deterrence" part. The team has apologized for what the level designer said and said they are working on improvements for fish behavior, deterrence and various other things. That's great, they've repaired some of the damage and have probably had some internal talks about this. I mean, I was seeing people talk about this on other social media sites, so this broke containment. Anyway, currently they only have flares as a deterrent, and honestly that's pretty weak, and a bit tedious, because you have to keep crafting them to use them. And they don't stack, so they take up a lot of your inventory space. Me, personally, I think taming the fish could be really interesting. Like they could start off hostile, but then with your interactions they gradually start liking you and stop wanting to kill you. But even still, it's inconsistent. From what I've seen in the current story the game has, and just how hostile everything is on the planet, the fish life is killing and eating each other a lot, and we are killing and eating the small fish. So why are we stopping at the bigger fish for our food? It's not like they're cute or smart or something. We can't even hurt the bigger fish. It makes the world feel fake when you can't interact with it. It just feels very forced. They talk about Darwinism in the story, and that's kill or be killed. The stronger live on. You're kind of banning the core aspect of it, the evolution of man. Making tools so we dominate it and could kill everything around us. A sharp stick was our victory condition, and I think that's really cool. Humanity is awesome, that's what I think. I guess the developers think it's awful or evil and we should have just let the saber-tooths eat us. Right now it's a bit lame. They gave you an annoyance with no interesting solution and they strongly dislike the obvious solution. Forced pacifism. I remember a video I saw once of a diver in the ocean and a shark comes at him, possibly going to eat him, and then the diver just kicks the shark in the face and the shark goes away. That's all you need here, really. Side note, I think a game like Subnautica where you hunt deep-sea leviathan monsters sounds awesome. But Subnautica is just a sightseeing theme park right now. So that's the big issue, the annoying fish, but it's not the only problem. There are more, like why did they add crafting time for the processor? I don't remember that being a thing before. Why would you add the absolute worst thing about survival crafting games into a game where every other material and far more complex equipment like the habitat builder is instantly just printed? But no, the big block of metal needs 30 seconds to 2 minutes for what, the print density? Story is just go to place, click a box and listen to audio or talk to robot while standing still for a while. I got bored of it pretty quickly, especially in that lava cave where I had to look in every nook and cranny for a box. In terms of whether the story is interesting, yeah. It's aliens and some kind of mind virus. It just depends whether it will actually go anywhere closer to release, because right now it stops just as it's getting interesting. This is why I've really soured on early access. So many games go out into early access and feel hollow, like you can just feel that a lot is missing. Or things are just not designed well, it just doesn't feel good, and I felt that when Sons of the Forest first released, but it felt better on full release. First impressions matter, and the first impression you're giving here is poor. And they're talking about 3 years until full release, and the first taste is empty, and you can't really do anything interesting with it. Subnautica 1 had really strong exploration and you could hurt the fish, it just didn't give you anything. Same with Below Zero, and Below Zero had some interesting gameplay stuff like the mech. And Subnautica 2 comes out as the weakest of the 3. The new stuff here just makes diving a little more convenient and the sonic mining tool. And sure, the biomods thing was cool, like the dash, and then nothing else of note. It's missing everything. There are only 4 biomods. There is nothing here that's close to being as cool as a deep-sea mech. Will Subnautica 2 become better? Probably, but you're getting people to pay to be alpha testers for this game. It just rubs me the wrong way. I'm disappointed. I expected more, because the first one was amazing, and yes, I know it's early access and not finished, but that excuse has started wearing really thin. Developers have really pushed their luck with the early access stuff, and I'm sick of it. Early access, the stuff that makes the game good, coming soon. How soon? Fuck you! Subnautica and Below Zero were enjoyable experiences, and this one will be too, probably. It's got the pieces for it, but it needs to be tuned and needs some special sauce. It's got plenty to see, now it just needs something cool to do. Like fish domestication or something. And come on, up the danger and the spook factor. Make it scary again. You made your money on thalassophobia. Subnautica is the only reason I know that word. Side note, why is it always nighttime in this game? I'm disappointed because this version feels empty, like it's missing all the gameplay. It's mostly just collect stuff and find an upgrade so you have to go up for air less. The exploration is good, but I also need to be able to properly do something with it other than just swim around and look at it. Oh, and base building, which is good. Like pulling resources out of chests for crafting, I love that when I see it. It's a must-have now, and adding stuff to your base is buttery smooth. And okay, the air bladder is fun, but the interaction with the world beyond just swimming in it is lacking. which feels like a core thing they should have put in the game before throwing it into early access. They did all the extra stuff first, like the multiplayer, which also sucks all the fear and tension out of the ocean. And of course I had high expectations. The first was great and the second was really good. If I'm so confident that the game will become good, then what was the point of the video? 1. This is why early access sucks, and 2. If this is it, gameplay wise, then at least I complained about it right away. If you haven't played the game already, then just wait. Just play it when it's ready and skip getting soured on it now because it isn't as good as it can be. And I think that's the main reason why the whole drama kicked off, because they felt how much is missing in this game. This is why I've started heavily gravitating away from early access games. I just want a complete game. I make exceptions if the game is really fun or in a really solid state, like the design has been completely nailed down. And I'll show you some of that in the next video. Until then, like and subscribe, call me Uncle Brian, and have a disappointing day.